Hello, welcome back to our channel. I'm Gabs, one half of Slip Slip Sis, and you are watching day 0 or the prep of Gabzvents, which is kind of like Vlogmas, but not. So I have obtained an inordinate amount of advent calendars in which I didn't plan to obtain them. It just kind of slowly happened on me. So my sister is doing Vlogmas, where she'll do a daily vlog and you'll see her whole day. For Gabzvents, you're only going to see my advent calendars and the projects I'm working on for that. So no morning check-in if you've been following us a lot, but just the advent projects. So Gabzvents, because I'm Gabs, entails advents, and then I will pick a topic to vent about that day because I'm a little bit of a Scrooge when it comes to Christmas. So if you're looking for the holly jolly, watch my sister's videos. If you're okay with a little bit of like Christmas grumps, stick it with me. Or you want to see my advent programs and projects and then you ignore my grumpiness, that's fine as well. So let me introduce you to all of my projects. This series is probably going to run like 2 to 3 months because I've got a lot of mini skeins. I have a lot of advents, and my plan is to not let any of those mini skeins or anything like that actually enter my stash, so that I'm going to use it every day. So I'm not going to open it to just put it in the stash. Like, I'm opening it and I'm using the whole thing. We'll see how good this goes. So my first one, this one I did last year. It's actually an embroidery project. It's by Hoop to Hoop Embroidery. And this year is ornaments. So I've already traced it. Last year I purchased the printed fabric and it was much better. So here's your first Gabzvent. I'm not good at tracing, especially look at my wonky star. I'm not that good at tracing. I think next year I'm just going to buy the thing. I'm just going to buy it printed and decide that it's worth it. But this year I didn't. I don't know. I don't know if I want to invest in a bunch of stuff for embroidery. I know you can print on fabric. I know there's like other trace transfer things. I don't know if I want to invest in another craft that much, so I may just keep buying the kit from her, or maybe get someone else to trace it because I'm really bad at tracing. So sometimes, here's the vent part, sometimes it feels like crafts have a really like, you need so many supplies just to try it out, and that feels like kind of cost prohibitive and sometimes barrier to entry because like you need so much stuff. Like, I wanted to learn how to tat. Well, then I had to get the long tatting needle and the whole thing, and I haven't touched my tatting supplies in like 8 years. I have all the supplies, but like I need to like get good quality stuff so you enjoy the process. It's expensive, right? Like, I didn't enjoy knitting that much until I got Chow Goose, but Chow Goose are sometimes like out of people's price point. So crafts are tricky. Crafts are super tricky. Even, but I think other hobbies too. Like, I mean, golf is a super expensive hobby. I don't know. Hobbies are kind of tricky to get into. Because you don't know if you're gonna like it, but then you want to have good quality stuff because you don't get the legit experience. So the first thing is this. It is Sierra, I believe is the designer's name. She does a daily Instagram live where she goes over how to do the stitches for each embroidery, because I've done like 2 embroidery hoops. So I'm follow along with her on Instagram. So I'm definitely doing this starting December 1. That's why I had to trace it. It is in my bag from my mother-in-law that says working on my PhD. Projects half done. Once upon a time, I thought I wanted to get my PhD. I do not anymore. So that's the first one. Definitely starting it. And then the next one that I'm actually going to start on December 1st, I'm starting opening, is, oh, and I also promised, because Shaylee and I have been looking at seeing everybody's advents, and it's great, and I love supporting all the indie dyers and all that stuff, but I was like, dang, people have so much more money than me. Like, how are they affording, like, how is this a thing? And like, I added a, so for price transparency, let me tell you this. I had a coupon to Hoop to Hoops Etsy shop from purchasing from her before, and this pattern I believe was $7. The hoop I already had, but I think you can get them for like $1 or $2 on Amazon. The fabric is scraps from my mother-in-law, and this embroidery floss is from my kit that I bought from her last year. So I'm girl mathing it and calling it free. And then these little triangles or squares, you can buy them, I think for a couple bucks on Amazon. This is a cut up Taco Bell box because I upcycled. And then I had needles. So I guess you could, no, the needles from the kit last year. So all in total, this Advent, I'm going to say, cost me $7 because I had everything else. So $7 thus far. My next one is I won a giveaway from Fangirl Fibers and Yarnacious when I was playing their bingo. Now I got I had to get full bingo and all that stuff. So what I am going to do for that one is, oh no, it's buried under the rest of my junk. I'm so sorry. I did not plan ahead at all. I'm going to do a mystery knit along and open one each day. It calls for, I think these are 20 gram minis. I will weigh them. It calls for 20 gram minis and it's one a day. The mystery knit along is by Renee Strouds. Oh shoot, I'll look it up again. Sorry. And I'm going to do that. So the plan is to do the mystery knit along for the 24 days. The pattern was free because she offered a free coupon code until November 30th, which unfortunately you're not going to see until afterwards. So this Advent cost me $0. The extra yarn from this is I'm going to put into my, I think it's called Advent Granny Square Blanket. It is a free pattern. I will also link that below. So that's where my scraps are going. So I'm going to do that, and that is a free pattern, so also cost me $0. And then with those extras, because there will also be enough, I'm going to make an African flower blanket, crocheted. The 2 blankets are crocheted. That's also a free pattern. So this whole Advent, to use up all this yarn, $0. But it was because I was lucky and very fortunate to win the giveaway, which I enter a lot of giveaways. That's part of it. So that's the first one. So far my Advent total cost is up to $7. For Hanukkah, because we do celebrate Hanukkah here, we're not Jewish, but my best friend is. So for Hanukkah, we are, oh no. Here it is. For Hanukkah, I'm going to also do a Hanukkah countdown box where I'm going to I made it for myself. I'm gonna knit socks for Hanukkah for each night of Hanukkah. So this main skein, which I also won on a giveaway, and then these secret mini skeins that I bought for myself. I have never opened the package, and I know that this purple goes well with this because I had my sister peek and look for me. So she matched these together. I bought these mini skeins from Yarnacious on sale. So I believe they were $20 plus shipping, so $25. So I'm gonna make a little Advent total here. Advent total here is up to, math. 7 plus 22, 9, $29. So that's also, I have another Advent. What else am I doing? So those are my gonna do in December. After that, I'm just gonna share my Advents with you and then I'll decide when I'm going to do it. I also have this, which is from Dana Ray Makes, it's Area 51. It's all self-striping. I'm going to make the Gina pattern. I have the yarn. I have the white yarn in stash, and then this Advent portion of it I also won in another giveaway, which is the Christmas in July giveaway that she was running. And I purchased the pattern already, so I'm not counting that as Advent cost because I already had the pattern in my library. So this one, also nothing. So I'm up to $29. That's what we said, $29. Great. I also have, I did get your yarn wishes granted, and someone so generously sent me Explore knit scraps. I haven't opened them yet. I'm going to also be using them in my African flower. I'm going to make socks, I believe. And then I'm going to knit the African flower blanket and my granny square blanket with them. So I will grant someone else's yarn wishes. I'm looking to see what I'm giving them. So it's probably gonna end up costing me $8, but it's a swap. And you're not obligated to send stuff, but you know, you can grant someone else's yarn wishes. So that's kind of like pick your own price point. So that's all I have for in this box. And you're like, oh, cool, Gabs, you said you had a lot of Advents. Yeah, I do. There's more. There are more boxes on the ground. Oops. They didn't fit in my box. Oh, I also have the December sock swap that I do with my sister. But I'm counting that as cost 0 because we swap through our stash. So we already have it, right? It's what is it called in economics? I'm an economics teacher. Like, it's already a sunk cost. So I'm not worrying about that. All right, let me pop up. I also so generously have this yarn from Fiberology Dye Works. I think it's like 19 grams. There are 10 19 gram minis. I have I actually have 3 swaps that I am a part of. So for swaps, you had options to add in like goodies and stuff for your person, and I did, but that obviously is that's a variable cost, right? So that's kind of up to you. So I'm going to only include the shipping cost because that's part of the swap. So my first swap is we did with through Crayabee. Forgive me. She has a Scottish accent when she says her name, so I'm not the name of her podcast. I believe her name is Becca. And she organized a swap. I am swapping with my lovely partner's name is Jackie. We are swapping 12 10 gram minis, and so I gave her some of mine. I have hers in these. Let me get the box to show you. In these cute little boxes, right? How cute is that? They're not numbered, so I'm calling it dealer's choice in getting to pick out which one I want to open. And the cost for me to ship that was about $14. So that's the only cost I'm counting. And then I also swapped with, this one is hosted by Mandy of Mad Cow Mandy Design. She also has a podcast on YouTube, so if you haven't liked and subscribed to her podcast, please do that. I love Mandy. She's wonderful. She designs these super, super cute like knitting, crafting journals. She was one of the sponsors for Sock Week. She's just a really cute stuff. I'm also in a book group with her, so I'm just a fan. So she organized a swap, and my partner and I agreed to swap 24 10 gram minis. And this is Purls and Polish, who also has a YouTube channel. So please go also head on over there, pause me and head on over to like and subscribe to Purls and Polish, Mad Cow Mandy, and Crayabee has also a YouTube channel. So please go subscribe to her as well. I watch her as well. And it's just overflowing with stuff. I'm not sure what's in it yet, but it's very exciting. That was also $14 to ship. I think those are all my advents. I have 3 like truly traditional advents that are like 12 to 24 days. Let's do this differently. Okay. I have 2 24-day advents. I have 1 12-day advent. I have 1 embroidery advent. I have I already forgotten stuff? I have my December socks that I swap with my sister. I have the Hanukkah box. I have the 10 grams from Fiberology Dye Works, the 10 minis, and I have my exciting Yarn Wishes Granted from this lovely person named Sylvan on Juliana of Purl Back Knit Forwards Discord group. That's where this is being hosted. I know I'm kind of chaotic and confusing. I apologize. So I've got 8 plus Courtney Shea of Shea Crochet and McKaylee Marler of Breaking Yarn and Anna Miller of Zebra Yarns do a also Christmas Eve sock swap thing. So I have my partner there and I am swapping with her. I think that's going to end up costing probably about $8 in shipping. So that sock swap. And shoot, I have Christmas Eve cast on box for my sister too. My sister and I agreed for Christmas Eve cast on boxes. So I got a lot going on. So when you're looking through this and you're like adding up all the stuff and you think that I've spent like $1,000 on purchasing brand new yarn, I have not done that. Granted, this is yarn in my stash, so it is a sunk cost already. So But at least in my head, some of the scraps that I swapped were off of an indie day. They're from indie dyed yarn, right? So it's off of an indie dyed skein, but it costs less, right? Because here's where I'm going to try and do math in my head. I didn't prep this. I watched Nitty Natty do a whole math video, and she was very prepped and I was not prepped. So for math's sake, let's say indie dyed yarn costs $30 a skein. 100 grams, $30, right? So, but if I wind off 10 grams of that to give to someone, that's $3 off of that skein, right? But most mini skeins aren't $3. Most mini skeins are like $7, $8, sometimes $10. Like I'm seeing advent calendars go for anywhere between $200 and $300, depending on the goodies or what have you. So my cost, if I'm actually looking at the cost, pulling off 10 grams off my indie dyed skeins for a 10 gram, is still, oh, here comes the math part, 3 times 24, which is 72. So it's costing me $72 to make this 10 gram advent versus maybe more if it was 20 gram. I know 20 gram advents are a little bit more expensive, so that's $144. Still almost half the cost of a regular. This is not me bashing on getting the work of indie dyers going into making advents. That's not, please don't get me mistaken. This is just my own wanting to be transparent about the reality of cost and not making it seem like I got lots of extra money for it and that I have it all. I'm doing it all and I have it all. I am very fortunate because I know this isn't accessible for everyone. But so roughly all my obtaining of advent things I'm saying is probably, let's see, 7 plus 22 is 29 plus the cost of shipping. 14 plus 14 is 28. 29 plus 28 is $57 plus the cost to send some of the swaps, $65 roughly. I would say like this year, like in this time that I spent specifically on advents, I've spent about $70. I also have a jam advent that I'm super stoked on, but I asked that for a Christmas present from my parents, so I'm not counting that. I mean, you could also be like, well, you buy your parents present, so like that is a cost, but I'm not counting that because presents don't count. And I also asked my husband for a shortbread advent calendar, so I'm not counting that either because he's giving that to me as a present, even though we have a joint bank account, but it's different. So those are my advent plans. I'm sorry that it was a little bit chaotic, but the plan is 1 mini skein a day until I run out of advent things. So you may be seeing me a lot. They will be I'm actually pretty sure I'm going to do them in like week chunks, or yeah, they'll probably be weekly advents. I'll record daily, but the videos won't be uploaded every day because it's a lot of editing. So they'll either be weekly advents or they'll be by the whole advent, like a whole 24 days will get lumped together. It depends on how talkative I am. So if I do it that way, you may not see the mystery along for a long time, but because I'll do the Uranatius one for a long time. I won't do that for a long time. Maybe I won't do like that. You'll see the first one will be this Hanukkah one because I'm very excited for Hanukkah. I'm the only one in my family who celebrates Hanukkah. So when I'd go to my best friend's house, we would get gifts and I would share gifts, but we don't do gifts on Hanukkah because we do Christmas. We celebrate Christmas. The rest of us, all of us are Catholic. So that's what we do. But so you may see the Hanukkah socks first. Thank you for sticking with me. Sorry for the chaos and the lack of organization. I'll put a lot of text on the screens so it appears like I'm very organized. But my sister is doing daily vlogmas. So if you want to check out what she's doing, she has the Southern Skeins pink advent box. It's beautiful. It's like, I haven't even seen it yet, but it's beautiful. So if you want to see her open that, and she's going to put it in her granny square blanket, so you'll probably get to see her work with it every day. I'm very excited. Also, you know, watch my little sister's stuff because, you know, it's my little sister. And she also has the freckled whimsy self-striping DK one, and she asked me to cake it up for her. So I've already seen all the stripes, and it's really cute. So you should watch hers so you can see how the stripes look, because that's also fly. She's also got a bunch of other advents. She's got stuff from me, and Shirley watches my videos, but I should tell you, my Christmas Eve cast on box is super fly for her. I had this whole idea, but then the idea did not look good. Like, I was like, oh, this is terrible. And then I was sad for like a solid 2 hours because I didn't have a good idea. And she had already ordered stuff for me from Etsy and all this stuff. And I was like, oh, she's going to beat me. And if you've watched any of our videos, you know it's a competition in everything we do. Even to give the better Christmas presents. Sometimes we text you, I'm like, I'm going to win you at Christmas. Or, oh, you're probably going to win me this year because I didn't come in hot. But I am coming in hot with my presents. I had an idea, and it was like, bing, light bulb. It's gonna be fly. At least I hope it is. But I think it's super fly, and it's super unique. And she can't purchase this Christmas Eve cast on box. Like, it doesn't have, I mean, it's my stuff that I'm giving her anyway. But, and I bought some stuff. But it's not like the traditional things in a Christmas cast on box. It's very tailored to my sister. So I don't want to spoil it, but it's not like the traditional things you get, like candles and stitch markers and balmy things and cozy things. This is like Chaley. Guess below what I put in her Christmas cast box, and I will give you some hints. It's not dinosaurs. There's not dinosaurs in the Christmas Eve cast on box. And I haven't decided if there's pink or not. So pink is not heavily into your life. I'll leave you on that stumper. Okay, talk to you later.